We move away from Knockhill in Scotland to the middle part of the United Kingdom. Welcome along to Donington Park, the Grand Prix edition, as it hosts the next round of the championship. Welcome along to race 2, and we're going to hand you over to Louise Goodman as she chats to the people on the grid.
Most people have been doing. Tingram, just by his car, got the slicks on there at the moment. So, Tom, what was your decision in terms of tyres? You got the slicks on at the moment. Is that what you're going with?
I think it's up for debate still currently at the moment. It's obviously still in the air. I'd say it's only a passing shower in fairness, but circuit dried quite quickly yesterday in Q1, and then again over Q2, Q3. So it's a little bit of an unknown is the honest answer. I seem to be pretty useless at calling the correct tyre choice.
Okay.
So my head is saying wets,
Yeah.
which means it's probably slicks. Okay. But my heart is saying slicks, which means it's probably wets. So what I'm going to do is let someone else decide.
Okay. Another quick question. Your bonnet is up here. What's going on?
Right angle. Looks really good. From this angle, the bonnet looks fantastic. We can see Diamond Bright. We can see Repsol and Miller's Oil.
Yeah, no, you've done all the name checks. Is there a problem with the car here?
All of our fabulous sponsors, including Vans Direct as well, which is why we've got the bonnet up.
Absolute rubbish. Bonnet's going down is the good news. So hopefully all well there. Right, I think I've got time just for just as they clear the grid here, just to have a word with Dan Camrish, who had such a strong run earlier on in the season. Fantastic consistency. I think it was sort of 6 podiums across 8 race weekends. I can't remember the figure totally off the top of my head, but that consistency, it just seems to have got away. And Dan, where's that consistency gone?
I know, we went on such a fantastic run in the mid part of the season, and the car was in a good place. We were performing really well, and I don't know if we've just sort of maybe not developed like some have, or what's happened, but you know, clearly not quite as strong as we have been. Toyota rise up, the BMW on a bit of a spree in the summer. Ingram's always sort of the benchmark man at the moment, so we've gone from being right there to being a bit off the pace, but really wanted it to rain. Yeah. Oh God, I was desperate for rain.
Well, got there. They've thrown a curveball, haven't they? What have you? I didn't know as going with.
I'm on slicks. I think ultimately, if you're on wets, you're going to look a hero for all of about 5 minutes. You know, you'd get straight to the front, and you'd be thinking this is the dream, and then a few minutes after that, you'd be probably regretting it. So, just really at that stage where it's just about to go to a slick tyre. It's a long race, so you know, ultimately we've all gone slick. It's going to be a lot to hang on to in the opening laps. You know, you're going to see a fair bit of car control out of a few people, I'm sure. Let's see if we can make some hay. You know, we could really do with scoring some points and then putting ourselves in a nice position for this, you know, the later race today. So, fingers crossed, we can have a sensible race and a good end to the day.
Sounds like a plan. I hope it comes together for you. Well, we will find out whether that plan is going to come together for Dan and for everyone else after this.
Well, they're going on a break, but we're definitely not. Welcome along to the Quick Fit British Touring Cars, and joining us for the first time this weekend as I try and sort out the cameras is Nick Homewood. Welcome, Nick. The first time we've been commentating since last year. You've been keeping up with the British touring cars as well. Quite a crazy race 1. What can you expect going into race 2?
Oh, it's wet, so everything's kind of goes out the window, doesn't it? I don't know what to expect. Hopefully, a bit of chaos, as is. You know, as we love from the touring cars, but I think it'd be difficult to make any predictions with everything so wildly different from how it was this morning.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's gonna. We thought, we looked at the weather forecast, right, and we thought, right, it's gonna be a nice dry day for the entirety of the thing, and then boom, the weather decides to throw chaos at us and rain. Just like Zandvoort earlier on, it always likes to throw wet weather when I'm commentating the support series, Josh. But Anyway, things happen these days, and I'm trying to sort out my camera whilst we do that as well. Any surprises going into this one? Do you think, which drivers do you think will stand out in this wet weather?
Experience always comes through, doesn't it? So Colin Turkington will be on pole anyway. Difficult to bet against him. You also got Ash Sutton up there. He's really good in the wet. Jake Hill also really good in the wet. It's going to be a pretty competitive race. I think you've got probably 5-6 drivers in the top 10 who could. Well, if it's a wet race, anyone could win. So it depends how much it's dried. Since I think the rain stopped a few minutes ago, so see what condition the track's in, and yeah.
The weather, I think the weather's been topsy-turvy at Donington this weekend, because I think there was a bit of rain earlier on as well, which is quite interesting as well. But make sure you join us throughout the day, of course. I always like commentating on the Grand Prix layout of the circuit, because Josh was at the British Touring Cars Media Day at the beginning of this year, which I'm still quite jealous, to be fair, that he actually got to do it this year. But we're about to get underway, of course. We've got Turkington that's only going to be starting on one lap of hybrid. We'll go through your grid in just a moment. I know the grid's going to be go through very, very quick. But yeah, it has stopped raining now, Nick. So we thought it was going to rain, but it's now stopped raining. So pretty much similar conditions than what we saw this morning.
Well, the track looks a bit greasy, I'd say. It's not wet, but it's not dry. We don't know what it's like all the way around, of course. So we'll wait for them to set off and see. I don't know if any of them have chosen to go on the inter tyres or what. It looks, damp.
Yeah, it looks very, very damp. And I've got my cameras fixed. So there we go. We can go live on the screen for you as well. So we've got all cars ready to be lining up on the grid, including one of our guest drivers this weekend as well. I would give you tracks noise, but you can actually hear the entirety of the commentators. And I don't want that, and otherwise I'll get told off. So that's why I muted it my end. I will unmute it once we get to the grid later on, as the drivers are getting ready for their formation lap. Another one of those tracks where it was designed in front of an airfield, which I love as well. The turn 1 section is going to be very tricky. We've seen quite a few people go off in the minis. The minis had to be postponed to make way for the touring cars, because otherwise, because I know that it's a curfew about 6 o'clock, I believe. So it's a pretty quick off, and they might have to do a minis some other time. So my favourite bit is definitely the Hollywood into the O'Hare, because of the view. If I was to watch a Grand Prix, I would definitely go there. But they are warming their tyres a bit more due to the damp conditions, Nick.
Yeah, they'll have to. Trying to get a feel for how much grip there is out there as well. The umbrellas are still up, but no, none of the cars have got their wipers on. So it doesn't look like it's raining at the minute, but it only takes a little bit of rain to wash away the rubber on the track as well. So we'll have to see how they cope when they get racing. There's not a sort of obvious racing line on the track, as you usually expect.
Yeah, according to our timings, it says it's drying. Overcast 14 degrees, track temperature 17 degrees, air temperature 14 degrees. So it's quite cold at the moment. I'm surprised that ITV have not put up the grid yet, because usually they do. And it was probably my fault for not looking at the site for the stuff earlier on as well, mainly because I was watching the F1 and I was getting too distracted. No spoilers for the F1, by the way. So if you don't want to watch the F1 yet, don't worry, we won't spoil it. I'm purposely not watching the F1 because otherwise I'll get a bit too distracted. But the beauty of this track as well, they were here before, but with a shorter circuit. So there's some parts of the track they've done before. So we would expect a little bit more action, since the teams have got a bit more data. Of course, they were here for testing and media day. So technically, Nick, they've been here more than any other circuit on the British Touring Car calendar.
It's a bit like Barcelona for F1, isn't it? There always seems to be at Barcelona, and they always seem to be at Donington here. But
let's go through your order. There we go. Colin Turkington lines up on pole with Ash Sutton in P2. Then we got Hill and Cook on row 2. Then we got Ingram and Morgan on row 3. We got Huff and Dan Hamish in row 4, row 5, and Taylor Smith and Osborne. In row 6, we got Moffat and Zelos. In row 7, we got Smiley and Rowbottom. In row 8, we got Mikey Doble and Chilton. In row 9, we got De Leon and Sumpton. And row 10, we got Holstead and Watson. That completes your grid for today's second race of the day for the Donington Park Grand Prix edition. So hopefully no safety cars, touch wood, because most of the sessions I've been in, there has been safety cars. But who's your pick for the win? I think for the majority of the season, it's always been the one who starts on pole in the first 2 races that get the victory. But I think Turkington has a really good shot.
I'm going to go for Hill.
Oh, you're going to go for Jake Hill? He almost got it earlier on, didn't they?
Yeah, he's good off the line, and he's got more hybrid than everyone else ahead of him. So
yeah, exactly. So it's going to be very interesting indeed. And one thing, because we were in such a rush, I completely forgot to change quite a few things on our lovely driver tracker, but hopefully we'll get it in the end. So in starters order then, we are about to get underway for the light as we're waiting for quite a few drivers to make their way on to the grid, as it's currently a green track at the moment. There we go. I fixed it just before the race starts. There we go. I should have paid a bit more attention, but luckily I have paid some attention at the moment. So here's the track on the right-hand side that the drivers are going to be facing. So here we go then, under starters orders, we got one. Oh, the lights going out? Yeah, the 5 red lights are out. Green flag. Turkington gets a good start out of anybody as they head towards turn number 1. And we can see Ash Sutton going up behind, but he almost got the lead there as well. That would have been close, side by side into one. I don't think Sutton is going to have any response, unfortunately. Nope, he's not. So we got Colin Turkington in P1, Ash Sutton in P2, Hill in 3rd. Someone's gone off the track. That might be one of the nappers that's gone off and has not been too snail happy. Unfortunately, we'll find out. It was Rowbottom. Rowbottom has had a really poor race 1, and he's having a really nightmare of a race 2 at the moment.
As Sutton's just got past Turkington, going up the hill.
So Sutton's got our timings are about a lap ahead at the moment, which is very annoying. So ignore the timings for now. Just we can't. I think our Discord is about a lap behind at the moment, but I don't want to pester Josh when he's busy commentating on what's a really good F1 race so far. So we got Turkington and Sutton, Hillcutt and Ingram. 3 wide going into this corner though as well. This is a tight chicane that most people have gone off as well. I'm trying to think of what chicane that is. That's for the S's. That's one of my favourite parts of the circuit. You can see side-by-side action heading towards the Melbourne hairpin. And is he going to make the move stick? It's going to be oh so tight. And I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. So it's Ash Sutton that takes the lead at this moment in time. Yeah, it is Ash Sutton. It is the timings that are a bit screwy at the moment. So it's Ash Sutton from Turkington, from Hill. No, it's Ingram that's got past Hill. Still side by side to turn 1 at number 1. Banging wheels a little bit. Who's going to get the move stick? It is going to be Hill. It looks... No, it's not going to be Hill. It's going to be Ingram. So Ingram takes 3rd place and very crucial, Nick, for the championship.
It is, yeah. They were side by side for a good half a lap here. We'll just see how Sutton got past Turkington. Did Turkington make a mistake coming through the old hairpin?
Oh, that was a bit of a mistake, Nick. That was a bit of a mistake, unfortunately, going into... what was it?
He got on the
Starkey's Bridge.
Astro.
Yeah,
the Astro turf, which will still be a bit damp, and lost the rear, and that just let Sutton slide straight through.
I've never seen Ash Sutton win a race in a long time. So could this be his first win in a while? And could he break the race 2 curse where the one on pole always gets the victory? We'll have to wait and see. But right now it's getting oh so tight between Sutton and Turkington. Turkington is looking very racy right now as they head towards the fog of the S's want more. They're using a bit more curb with these British touring cars this time. And we quite a few people wanting to use their hybrids a little bit early on if you're near the back. But not for these two. They got less hybrid to use because they finished higher up on the grid. Past the Melbourne hairpin. Turkington looks like he's going to get the lead. He's going to wait until the start-finish straight to be able to do so, I think, as they make their way now towards Goddard, and they cut a little bit for what you saw from the Donington Park National Circuit as well. Trying to get some heat and temperature into the tyres too. I don't think Turkington has got to respond to Ash Sutton just yet. They're just going to concentrate on breathing it easy and just managing the tyres. So the top three line of stern. Row bottom, who's using a bit of hybrid, he's up to 8. We've got Doble, Chilton, Watson, and Sub up a few places. And there was a few lock-ups in towards turn 1 and 2, Nick. Has we got a move being made?
Yeah, I think Turkington's more likely going to look behind him for Ingram. Ingram's on a bit of a charge at the minute. Sutton's managed to put a bit of a gap on Turkington, but yeah, Turkington still looks strong. He shouldn't have lost the lead had he not made that mistake. I think he's definitely got the quicker car.
Yeah, he's got the quicker car, Ash Sutton potentially as well. But you never know with Donington. It always can surprise us. We thought there could be a threat of rain, but no, the Red of Gods decided, no, we're not going to have that. But unfortunately, it played the minis a bit too much, unfortunately. We can see more moves being made from near the back. Points mean prizes at the end of the day through the foggy years. We had to move, I think, the tyre barrier in race 1, and surprisingly no red flag through the Fogarty S's in race 1. Me and Josh thought it was going to be a red flag, but there was no red flag. No, I'm not switching my monitor off in 5 minutes. No, thank you. Let's have a look at the start. So keep an eye on Turkington and Sutton in particular, but also watch out for the middle as we saw the chaos happen there. So Turkington has got a good reaction, but is Ash Sutton, who's got a very good speed in towards turn number 1. He decides, no, he doesn't want to go for it there because he feels like Turkington has got this better speed. This is where we see Road Bottom have a little bit of an off. So he must have made contact with one of the cars in the midfield.
It was Camish that went off. It looks like he just got
Camish,
tagged on the rear. There was a lot of cars, typical that one incident, but it was quite an even start.
A lot of nappers have gone off today in both races, I have to say. As Moffat has gone into the pits, I wonder if he's calling it a day, unfortunately. So I wonder if we saw something that they saw something that we haven't, unfortunately.
Yeah, didn't see that one. Turkington's still putting Sutton under pressure, though.
Yeah,
Moffat, they're changing the tyre, so I guess a puncture.
Puncture, you've probably seen this in race 1, but I think it was one of the nappers who got a massive puncture as well. But yeah, one of the tyres is off. Hopefully they'll be able to get the car going very, very soon as well. All close to tyre barrier once more. This is shaping up to be very good so far. All relatively clean. But one of the nappers going side by side. There's a look-up at the front. Hopefully that hasn't caused too much chaos, but we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars line astern past the Fogarty S's. We got a few drivers going to try and go for the movement towards the Melbourne hairpin. Someone's got to back off. The nappers trying to defend from both cars here, it looks like as well. Looks like he's done so. Great job from him.
Yeah, there's too many cars in a short piece of track, isn't it? But they've all got through cleanly. Is that Taylor Smith on trying to get through on Osborne, but didn't quite make it stick at the last corner.
Yeah, that was Taylor Smith. It's P10. Done quite well in the independent in race 1, of course. As someone else going side by side and towards turn number 1 as well. That is where most of the moves have been made so far, as you can see on your screen. Oh, look at this. Going up the hill now in towards the old hairpin of Starkey's Bridge. In towards McLean's very soon as well. Very, very, very tight chicanes coming up as well, using all that curb. And look at this. Ingram is having a piece of the party now. He wants to fight for the race lead. It's not just one car fighting for the lead. It's 3 cars fighting for the race lead. Fast lap, by the way, set by Turkington. 134.026. And he's got a lot of hybrid to use as well. We're on lap 5 out of 14, about to start lap 6. Race laps get added if we get a safety car. But there's Ingram. Ingram's trying to get past Turkington. Oh, they made contact. They made contact in towards Melbourne hairpin. This is not looking good at all. Hopefully no damage there. But that's allowing Ash Sutton to have a little bit of breathing space and probably a little bit of a lead there. But that could have ended very, very wrong. But luckily, one of the cars just slowed down enough to avoid a lot of contact being made. And keep an eye on Hill as well, because any of the 3 make a mistake, Hill can pounce.
Yeah, that was fine. That was just touring car racing. Ingram got past Turkington and then
It's a
just
replay.
cut across his nose. Bit of bumper to bumper rubbing. Nothing
Nothing,
wrong
nothing
there.
major. No, nothing major. Bump to bump racing, as you like to call it. But I just thought it could have been quite a bit of damage there, but it was luckily only minor.
That's what bumpers are for.
Yeah, that's what bumpers are for. If you do that in Formula One, you lose your rear ring. Oh, your front
Yeah,
wing.
that would have been 3 cars out in Formula One, wouldn't it? But thankfully, this isn't Formula One, so it's worth
Yeah,
watching.
yeah, this is British touring cars, of course. So there we go. So thank you to those of you that are sticking with us so far. And the gap between the top 3 to around almost a second. Then we got Hill cooking at a little bit of a fight. Then we got Half and Morgan, Rowbottom as well recovering, and we got Smiley, Taylor Smith, Osborne, and then we obviously Moffat out of the race. Did someone just go off there? I saw a bit of thing in the gravel trap, but it might be just my imagination. I believe we've got one of the other lappers, that's Rowbottom, I believe, having a bit piece of something to say. Oh, it's going to be free wide, surely not. It's going to be 3 wide with 1 car in the middle. It could be 4 wide as well into the essays. It's not going to end well. And someone's clipped the tyre barrier. Yeah, you do not go 3 or even 4 wide into the Fogarty S's. That just doesn't work.
You can't even go 2 wide through there, so Chilton having to skip the chicane to avoid the tyre barriers.
Yeah, I think a few cars definitely did the right thing, to be honest, to try and avoid that, of course. So yeah, Chilton, Doble, Taylor Smith, Rowbottom, they're all in a little train, which is going to go on for ages. This is already better than race 1. They're just going for it right now. I think Josh will be jealous that he's missing this. As I thought someone's gone off, but no, they gained position in the background. We've got Camish in there as well with Zelos, side by side in towards turn number 1. This is going to be very, very feisty. Here comes Ash Sutton, who is being chased down by Ingram. Bumper to bumper once more. We also got Turkington as well. So it's Ingram versus Sutton. Ingram's using the hybrid, so this could be advantage Ingram here. But he's not going to get it through. He's going to get it through on the straight. He's going to go right on the slipstream of Sutton. Sutton's using his hybrid as well. So Sutton just waiting for the perfect opportunity to use it. Now heading towards one of my favourite bits of the circuit. And perfectly done on the Fogarty S's right now as well. If I was Ingram, I would go for it right now towards the Melbourne hairpin. That's where I would go for it. Oh, a bit of a mistake from Sutton. Ingram could have got them there, round the outside. I think Turkington almost had a chance as well. This could be a 3-way fight for the lead here. This is exciting stuff.
It'd be a 5-way fight if they start squabbling too much. You got Hill and Cook only about a second back behind.
I think it was Hill leading the championship, wasn't he? Going into race 1?
He is, but it's only by 1 point over Ingram. So if Ingram finishes ahead, he'll take over the lead.
That is very exciting. Don't forget, Turkington has lost 2 places, Hill lost 1, and Cook has lost 1 as well. But the race is not over yet. As who's going to win this one? They're keeping it relatively tidy, and it's about 1/10 between Sutton and Ingram, 7/10 between Turkington and Ingram. It could go. Actually, it's a little bit less now. I think it's 7/10 between Turkington and Sutton. I think that's what that is saying as well. I thought a bit of the bonnet was going to go off there, but luckily they're okay. As it stands, it'll be 3 points separating Ingram and Hill, and Ash Sutton will move to 3rd. So let's see what Ingram can do now, being a 10th behind now. I won't be surprised if Ingram wait until the end of the race, well, end of this lap to be able to do anything, unless he's going to do something now. Bit of a love tap once again, but no harm done, Nick.
He might try and lunge up the inside here. He's got a bit of a run. She's going to go for the outside on Sutton. My stream is lagging, so I can't.
My stream is lagging a little bit. Oh, a bit of a contact again. I'll probably have to get TikTok if worst comes to worst, which will be probably way ahead, and we probably would have missed a lap. But there we go. We're back underway. It's because Josh's iMac and MacBook are trying to run so many things at once. It's crazy. Once this is over, he's going to run less things, luckily.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But positions stay the same.
Yeah, they do. As we're still green flag running, Ingram's being very tidy. Oh, he lost a bit of time in the curb. He might have clipped a bit of that curb, but he's okay at the moment on lap 9 and 14. if you are liking the action, make sure you give a like on this video as well. Josh will be back for race 3 later with Nick Homewood. So good to see the action there. So here we go to the Bristol Street Motors car where Josh was in media day. He's chasing down Ash Sutton, one of the nappers for P1, heading towards McLean. Almost clipping a bit of that gravel trap once more to gain a bit of speed, but luckily doesn't hit it as well. And it's going to get to a stage, Nick, that if we get a safety car, I don't think we will get that much added laps here.
No, I think we're past that point, aren't we? But Ingram a little bit further back this lap, but his car just looks better. It looks more planted at the rear. He can throw it through the corners more. He's not quite close enough to make a lunge on Sutton still.
Black and white orange flag for the number 18. So that's for track limits. And I've seen a few people have track limits around here. So I'm surprised this was the first one we saw. And that was about a minute ago.
Yeah, track limits around here, you can't really gain too much. They put a massive great tyre barrier in the way to stop you doing that. So you just have a massive crash instead.
Oh, no, it's black and orange flag for the number 18. It's a black and white flag for the number 18, the first one. I got a bit confused there. Bloody hell.
Meatball flag.
Yeah, the black and orange flag is the meatball flag, which means go to the pit, your car's damaged.
Yeah, who is that for?
18. Car 18.
I can't remember who that is.
So they're near the back anyway, I think. So I'm just trying to see. Let me look at
Turkington's got a run on Ingram coming up the hill.
Turkington has got a run on Ingram, and I think he's going to get it.
Yes, he got through. That was unexpected. Ingram's lost a
lot
ton
of time. Turkington has been saying fastest lap after fastest lap. Nick Turkington wants this race victory, and he's going to gain what he lost by letting Sutton through. By Sutton getting through earlier. But if those two are squabbling, Sutton is just going to lead the field away. So here they go. This is the overtake. Oh, that was nicely timed as well. He made it look easy through that corner. So we'll see.
He got there before the braking zone. I think the front-wheel drive cars, so Sutton, Ingram, are starting to struggle on their tyres. Turkington does not seem to be having such problems. He's reeling in Sutton now. But there's only, 3 laps to go. So
yeah,
he hasn't got much time.
3 laps to go this race, yeah. So anything can happen. So your order at the moment, if you're watching, Ash Sutton leads with Turkington second, Ingram third, Jake Hill in fourth, Cook in 5th place, and then we got Huff in 6th place right now. That's your top 6. But the top 5 are all fighting for a position of some kind. From 3rd down to 5th, they're fighting for the podium. And if Sutton and Turkington do not get a move on, we can see another change for position. Side by side once more. And that was very tidy. Very tidy.
Yeah.
I think that was Morgan.
Ingram might have a problem here. He's lost more time, and now Hill is through.
Yeah,
He's
Ingram's lost time on Turkington. He's lost 2 seconds. I wonder if he's got a problem. I wonder if that's him that's got car trouble.
We'll see how easily Cook can get through now, but he has lost a lot of time.
Way down in the timings. So, yeah, it is. Wait, hold on. I'm just trying to see what that black race control. No, it was for track limit. So what happened there? So it must have been a tap or some sort. So we'll see a move from someone anyway. Hopefully it's a timing glitch and it's Ingram will move back very soon. But
no, he's going slow. He's breaking down.
Oh, he's broken down. His car's broken down. Oh no! He was fighting really well with Turkington and Sutton earlier, and his race has come to a halt sadly. So he's dropping to the last, and he's not going to finish this race. And we got
there's no obvious damage, so it obviously is an engine or
yeah, it's probably an engine.
Mechanical.
Hopefully, we'll get it fixed for race 3. And De Leon is also out this race as well. So no De Leon.
Dropping like flies.
Yeah, they are dropping like flies as well. We're on lap 12 of 14 at the moment. And Turkington has ran out of hybrid, crucially, as well, whereas Sutton has got 1 more lap to use. Hill has got 1 more lap to use. So it's Cook, Morgan and Rowbottom. So keep an eye on those. Cook's got a bit more to use right now. And we've got more track limit warnings. I'm not going to say who they are, but just a shame for Ingram after looking so good. That's going to hurt his championship by quite a bit. Hill's going to gain quite a bit in the championship over Ingram.
Yeah, Sutton will pass him as well, I think.
So I think it'll be Hill that will lead the championship, then it'll be Sutton, and then it'll be Ingram. But we will go through the standings a bit later on.
Yes, I think you're right. But yeah, big blow to his championship.
Honestly, a very big blow, and that is absolutely gutting for Ingram. But that's your order, just like that. So Ingram's dropped down to third. So Jake Hill will be on 305 points. Ash Sutton on 296. Down 16 points behind the championship leader, Tom Ingram, just by not finishing this race.
I mean, that's still nothing, but he was going to be in the lead, so it shows you the swing, doesn't it? He's lost about 20 points.
Yeah, he was second by, I think it was only like two points behind Jake Hill, but now he's like 16 points. So that is a shame, of course. We're on the penultimate lap of this race, and it looks like, even though Turkington is pulling off fastest lap after fastest lap, Ash Sutton could be on to take his first win in how long? Probably a few.
I can't remember.
I'm trying to remember when his last win was.
We still got a lap of hybrid as well, so even if Turkington does get close, he won't have any problems defending.
Yeah, I think Ash Sutton has played it very nicely here. And I was listening to his interview as well. He had to change a lot of the car, the setup as well. And I think it's definitely working a little bit more in Ash Sutton's favour at the moment. So the last win that Ash Sutton got was at Thruxton, and that was race 3. That was Ash Sutton's last win. So that was round 4. As in weekend number 4, sorry. Wow.
Yeah, so good couple of months ago.
Yeah, good couple of months ago, because obviously Tom Ingram has won since then, Josh Kirk, Jake Hill, Turkington, Tom Chilton, Rob Huff won in race 3 in Knock Hill as well. And I think Taylor Smith will win the Independent again. Unless, or it might be, yeah, it will be. So Taylor Smith will win the Independent. This race has gone so quickly so far. No safety cars. Knowing race 3, there is going to be a safety car, but there's quite a lot going on at the moment. I wonder if that's what caused a bit of issue, that him hitting the back of Turkington. I had a feeling there was going to be an issue there.
I don't think that's related.
It might have been. But obviously, hopefully we'll have an interview with England very soon as well. Final lap of this race. Hardly anyone has got any hybrid left, unless you're Ash Sutton, but he's not choosing to use it yet. Josh Cook could be chasing down on Jake Hill very, very soon too. But it's been an absolutely really great race. Not as chaotic as we thought, but that's always a good thing. But it's been very, very tidy from the man who hasn't had a win since Thruxton. And he's in third in the championship. He's going to move to second with his race victory. And we will find out, of course, later on where he stands in terms of where he starts in race 3. Let's hope for him he does not start in 12th. So here he comes then into the Melbourne Hairpin for the final time in race 2. Absolutely phenomenal drive. He finished second in race 1, but he's going to do one better very soon. Exits the final corner, takes a really wide entry. There's nothing that Turkington could do to stop him today in race 2. Ash Sutton is a winner again. He celebrates, well, he weaves the car in celebration. Turkington in second, Jake Hill in third, and Josh Kirk is in 4th spot. So those are your top 4. And Ash Sutton, well, he's got off, he's had a consistent start to the second half of the season. A P2 in race 1 and a P1 in race 2. He also got a P2 in race 3 in Knock Hill as well. So he's on form at the moment.
He is. You can never write him off, can you?
No.
I'd say he's still the favourite to win the championship.
Yeah, it is not over until it's over. And by the way, my mum and dad's favourite driver in British touring cars is Ash Sutton. So
Well, lucky for them then.
Yeah, lucky for Ash Sutton, to be honest, as I'm so happy for him as well. He deserves this one, and he had to prepare so much mentally to be back in a winning state, and maybe this could be the sign of many victories to come for the rest of the season, as well as Donington. Of course, we've got Silverstone and Brands Hatch to come. Silverstone, I think. Silverstone is a bit of a mixed bag sometimes, but we'll see what he can do. Unfortunately, just not get the fastest lap. I believe that belongs to Colin Turkington. So Ton Ingram's dropped from first in the championship after Knockhill to third after race 2. Unfortunately, that's where the cookie crumbles. And I believe that's the commentators talking to Ash Sutton live on the radio as well. Of course, it's provisional, Nick, because they got to be weighed first. But that is the Bristol Street Motor Garage finding out what's happened to Ingram.
It looks like they're already starting to replace the engine of the car. They're taking the whole front of the car apart, and they're just going to drop a new engine in. They've got to be quick because there's only 2 hours.
They've definitely got to be quick as well, because otherwise they could be in a spot of bother because they won't be able to start race 3 otherwise.
They'll already be starting at the back, so
they'll got to start at the back because they're changing an engine. So
yeah. And he didn't finish, so he'll be at the back anyway. But it's going to be a tight turnaround, but I'm sure they'll do it.
They'll be they'll be absolutely fine on that one. I'm going to try and find a way that you can hear the trackside audio, so I don't have to keep saying, "Oh, we're live or we're not." So we'll try and find the way. But as well as Ash Sutton,
I'm going to make a quick run for it. I'm afraid the dog needs to go out. So.
Oh, the dog needs to go out. Okay, thank you for your time, Nick, as well. And any final thoughts going into the next race?
I hope it was more. The next race is more exciting than that one was.
Okay, cool. So your order then, Ash. See you later, Nick. You can go. Ash
See you later.
Sutton.
Bye.
I did get the order. Let me go through the battle screen. So there is Ash Sutton from Turkington Hill, Cook, Morgan, Rowbottom, Huff, Taylor Smith, Doble, Osborne, Camish, Chilton, Zelos, Watson, Smiley, Sumpton, DeLeon, Halstead, Ingram and Moffat are your top 20. And let's cross over to your trackside commentators, if I could find the thingy. There we go. So let's go across to our trackside commentators to interview for our top 3.
Takes the helmet off, pops it on the bonnet of the car, and takes out the earpieces. I think we're going to get the first word with Ash. I mean, you've won a few races in your time, but you seem elated to
cleanest of years, especially of how good last year was. So the boys and girls have worked effortlessly to try and always give me the car, and feel like we turned a corner this weekend. We come here with a different approach, different car setup. And we got the old car back, so it's a mega feeling, and it's that's for the boys and girls in Operation UK.
a lot of work goes on behind the scenes that we don't see, but you do. When Tom Ingram got into second place, we knew it was going to get spicy.
Yeah, I mean, we were massively on the back foot there, the amount of hybrid delta between us. I just had to make hay while the sun shined, and we were putting in qualifying laps there to stay ahead, and the deployment just allowed him to drive up to the back of us and start all over again, and here we go. But I positioned the car well and obviously maintained that, and not quite sure what obviously happened to him and why he had to pit, but
the car was overheating, it was losing coolant.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, from that side of it, it's mega to be able to maintain that sort of pace, especially against Colin in the BMW here. There's a lot of hairpins for that car, and we managed just to have enough in the tank there to stay ahead.
Well done, Ash. Many congratulations, Ash Sutton down in Park Fairmay. Good to hear from him. The cheer you heard in the background was Jake Hill getting out the car. He's just having a couple of words with his dad at the moment, and his dad's about to take his helmet, I think, and he's just having a conversation there. Where is Colin? Ash goes over towards Louise Goodman. I can't even see where Colin is down in Park Fairmay. Just spinning around, trying to find out where he is, but I can't. There he is. He's just behind, just being obscured. He's once again having another debrief, and Dick Bennett smiling away and listening to what Colin has got to say. We spoke to Colin about how important it is to talk about how the car is reacting as soon as he gets out of the car. But, I'm standing by. I think Louise is standing by to go. Not Louise Turkington. Louise Goodwin is standing by to go live on ITV, and I'm patiently waiting because I know what it's like, Connie. If you don't download this stuff right now, then it's a fainter memory, isn't it? Even 10 minutes later.
Yeah, it's so easy to forget. You know, the adrenaline's buzzing now, and it's better to spill it all out there. So once you go onto the podium, it sort of, you know, falls to the back of your mind. But yeah, epic race. You know, yeah, lap 1 was tricky. You know, it just dried in time. You know, we were obviously on the grid like everybody else, thinking, you know, I did the to grid lap, and I was like, this is super sketchy. But the time you come back around to the grid, you sort of know you got to sit for 10 minutes. And it just dried, you know, through Craners. Old Herpin was...
It was no way wet tyres at the start of the race, was it?
No, definitely not. But, you know, had another... If the race started 2 minutes later, I could have went for it lap 1, but it was just... I just had to not risk too much through the first sector. So, but yeah, great to finish.
Go and talk to Louise. She's standing by, having finished with Ash Sutton, and I'll see if I can get a very quick word with Jake Hill. We're kind of tripping over each other now. They're out of their break. Hang on, let me see if I can get a quick word with Jake before he speaks on TV. He's talking to Dick Bennett at the moment. No, I'm not going to get a chance to speak to Jake, so I'll let him go and talk on TV, and I'm going to get myself ready for the podium. Well, was it Meatloaf said 2 out of 3 ain't bad?
Right then, that 2 out of 3 not bad at all, but we'll wait to hear from Ash. So Ash has finished speaking to Louise, but let's hear from the other podium sitters with Louise Goodman from ITV.
For you.
Yeah, super pleased with that, Louise. You know, sometimes the day just goes your way, and you know, I think it did just then in terms of the weather. You know, it just dried in time. You know, lap 1 was down through Craners, and Old Herpin was very twitchy. But as soon as we left the grid for the green flag lap, I was like, oh, this is a lot drier than it was 10 minutes ago when we come from the pits. So, you know, that definitely, let's say, saved my race because I could get up and going. You know, those conditions are inherently difficult for us. So, yeah, you know, Tom had quite a bit more pace on the hybrid. You know, then he was having a great tussle with Ash, and I was sort of sitting thinking, okay, I could pick something up here, but I could see Tom had an issue. And then Ash was just slightly too quick for me at the end, you know, but super happy to be on the podium again.
Well done, and on the podium again, your teammate. This is, are you feeling better still now, or still a bit rough? But you'll take these podiums, won't you?
Yeah, what a result, you know. I mean, obviously we got lucky there with Tom having an engine issue. I mean, it was losing fluid in front of us, but yeah, you know, another fantastic result, another third, and you know, it's always nice just to keep getting those points.
305, your championship points now. Ash behind you, 296. So every point really counts at this stage, doesn't it?
Of course it does. You know, I mean, all of us, and you know, even Colin and Josh and Dan Cam. You know, we're all, you know, we're always going to be up there, and everyone's going to be scoring. So it's just about trying to maximise on the day, you know. And yeah, for sure we've had a bit of luck there, but it's we'll take it when we can.
Well done, well done. So a bit of bad luck for Tom Ingram. The reverse grid is not going to be able to help him out this time like it did last time at Knock Hill. But let's go over to Steve now to see where everyone's going to be lining up.
Well, let's see who the reverse grid draw does help, but well done, Ash. And I mean, you've done all this before in terms of a championship battle. It's all about hitting winning form at exactly the right time.
Yeah, 100% that. And obviously, this is now the hardest decision of the weekend. So, not that I have much say in it, but yeah, we'll fingers crossed it's a small ball and it doesn't hurt us to race through.
You said you had to be brave in the opening laps, and my goodness, you were.
Yeah, obviously the conditions were a bit mixed and still a bit damp in places, so ultimately we had to maximise there when the rear-wheel drive cars are coming up to temp. So here we pounced on Colin very early doors and just maintained it from there.
Okay, you've done the draw before. We got it on a slightly lower table. We thought it might be Jake Hill, you see, so we got it sort of slightly lower. But anyway, in the bowl here, we've got drivers who finished 6 through 12. So a reminder that in the bowl, number 6 is Dan Rowbottom, number 7, Rob Huff, number 8, Aaron Taylor-Smith, number 9, Mikey Doble, number 10, Sam Osborne, number 11 is Dan Camish, and number 12 is Tom Chilton. I know the number you're wanting. See if
it's going to be a small one, hopefully, so let's go.
Let's hope it's not 12 for certain. He got 12 before.
It is 11.
He got 11. It's never going to be easy winning this championship, is it?
It never is, and that's part of the game, isn't it, ultimately?
Yeah, okay. Well, thoughts on the championship standings? You've now moved within real striking distance of Jake Hill.
Yeah, obviously Tom fell back there a little bit in terms of points. So, yeah, focus on Jake. So the plans to try and go forward in this next one. But again, we're still looking up at the skies to see what the weather's going to do. So, yeah, fingers crossed we can have a good result. Pace is in the car, so we'll try and move forward.
Yeah, they've got some work to do in Tom Ingram's garage, but you back him to do it, and you back him to be part of the mix in this third race.
Yeah, Tom himself is a peddler, isn't he? At the end of the day, and Accelerate know what they're doing. So they're going to be there regardless, and he's going to come storming through in this last one. So we've just got to maintain what we can and stay ahead of him where we can.
Okay, well done, Ash, and we will see you in that reverse grid race at around about 5:25, just to confirm that he's put his teammate Dan Camish on pole position. And as I say, it's coming up at 5:25. We've got the Porsche Sprint Challenge.
No, we don't have the Porsche Sprint Challenge because we're not allowed to broadcast that. But yeah, it was funny that Ash Sutton has put Dan Camish on pole position there. So Ash Sutton will be starting 11th. Not the most ideal scenario, but I probably jinxed Ash Sutton there. So Ash Sutton, you can blame me there for that one as well. So quite an entertaining race. Nick has just gone out to feed the dogs. So that's why he is not here at the moment. But you'll be able to watch the F1 very soon as well. We will redirect you to the F1 so you can watch that very, very shortly. I do not have any idea about what's gone on, so they're probably going to have to fill me in a bit later on as well. But you can join myself and Josh B at 5:25 for race 3 and see how Dan Camish can do for pole position. We really do hope also that Ingram manages to make his way through the field, because he'll be starting at the back of the grid due to him changing his engine. Not a good race for him. But let's hope it's a much entertaining race than race 2, because there was a bit at the start and then it quietened down towards the end. But I'll be having a quick off to go to the F1, but we will see you at 5:25 for some British touring car. And it would obviously help that I had the flyover not on mute there for a minute as well. But there we go. Sorry about that. As I was saying before, I forgot to put everything on. But there we go. So for myself, Nick Howard, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you at 5:25. Bye bye.